Again, good morning, guys. Today I'm gonna keep this one a little bit longer because I want to take a look at dollar and we're gonna look at euro. We're gonna look at Aussie. We're gonna look at USDCAD. Then we're gonna look at the AS indices like Nasdaq, S&P 500, and German DAX. Okay. So with that being said, as always, we always start on one. We always start on dollar index. I'm on daily chart here, but let's go a bit. Let's go to high time frame here. Let me just do this. Let's do this. We look at dollar index here. Let's go to weekly chart here, because I want to show you something what we saw in the weekly chart. We've been looking at this thing, I think, in the past few weeks, right? We've saw the price decline here, and price will turn back into this fair value gap here, and this order block here, tap into the peep over there, tap into it, and our price seems to be moving to the downside now. So when you look at this on a weekly chart, and my next draw on liquidity is going to be what? It's going to be this BC here, buy certain balances and efficiency, which means my objective for this week, I'm short, I'm still bearish. Looking based on this candle right here, I am still looking for price to create a high of the week somewhere on Tuesday, Wednesday, then to the downside to 102.07. So I remain bearish on this one until this CB over here to his certain balance and efficiency over here, and eventually maybe down to these lows, which will be 100.60 over there. There's a level that I'm expecting. So let's go down to daily chart here. When you look at daily chart, was this the chart I was looking for? No. When I have this thing, no, it's gonna be this one. Okay. Let's go down to daily chart. So when I look at a daily chart here, this is the most obvious thing that I think it gives it for anyone to see that we've been looking in this case. If you market makeup, this was the buy side of the curve, and now we're looking for price to return down to the sell side of the curve, where to the sell side liquidity there, which we're gonna be a 100.60 there. That's the main facing that you can simply say, okay. So, but one thing that we can also see here that we do have is that price market push higher, right? And finally, when the market broke below this level right here, close below it, this was a market size shift, and price returned back up into this inversion fair value gap here, tap into it. And inversion, we also have breaker block right here. We have inversion fair value gap and a breaker, tap into it, and then price, and then there was a displacement to the downside, right? So after this displacement, we took out what our objective for last week. I'm sure you all remember that we were aiming for this low right here, and this volume imbalance. You all remember this, right? And price tap into this right here, right now. I mean, last week on Friday, it tap into it. And now what's happening here, it left behind this fair value gap right here. So I'm expecting price to return back into this fair value gap, maybe cause encouragement of this fair value gap before it can push lower. And then again, what do we have here? So remember, we're looking at maybe the market models. This was a push order block, right? So I'm expecting price to hold this within this order block. Again, here, tap into it, then can continue to move to the downside over here. So this is gonna simple, guys. I'm simply looking for price to push back into this fair value gap here, then move to the downside. So I'll take a look at the hourly chart here. This is going to be the high of that daily fair value gap, is going to be the low of it. So which means in this case, today or tomorrow, we're simply anticipating price to check out some sort of what. And again, this good because we have these highs over here. This which means we have some sort of buy side liquidity above the side, buy side liquidity above the side. So we're expecting price to push hard, check out this sort of buy side liquidity here and here, grabbing this buy side liquidity. Then after that, it can do what? Then price can start pushing to the downside. So which means today we're expecting maybe some higher prices, and tomorrow higher prices, and maybe from the high of the week between Tuesday and Wednesday before we can start seeking lower prices. Don't forget, I think we have CPI this week. Yes, we do have CPI this week. So this is what I'm looking for today, especially not today, but this week, and looking at dollar index. So let's go to euro. EURUSD is also, so it's not clear, guys. So clear, anyone can see it as well. Okay, I'm going to start on daily chart here. And in this case, we will see sell liquidity taken out here and then price finally pushing up to the upside. In this case, it's obviously if you're trading market maker models, this is going to be the sell side of the curve. And now looking for price to push high to the buy side of the curve, where to in this case we have this rate if equal high here, which is going to be 1.0998. And we're also looking for this high as well. I'm also looking for this high here. Just mark it. This will be this will be 1139 over there. So looking at this last week's here, we have this was Friday here, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and this gonna be Monday. It was a straight bullish day, and also get that that TGIF set up on Friday over that. And now from here, what we see here is that we had this fair value gap here that price traded through in this case now and it closed above it. So expecting price to return back to it is as an inversion fair value gap before it can take off. And we also have a very small fair value gap over here. Let me just change the color here so you can clearly see it. I hope you guys can see it. We have this very small fair value gap over here. So which means I'm expecting price just to push lower, especially today, maybe tomorrow, tap into this fair value gap down into this inversion fair value gap before it can take off or it can push to the upside, where to our draw liquidity. And when looking at price in these levels, just like on a dollar index, we also have this some sort of rectifical lows here. We also have this low here, and this low comes exactly where to into this daily fair value gap, into this daily base, which is also within what is also within this inversion fair value gap over here. So I believe price will come back to this, grab the liquidity here and here before it can take off or it can rally to the upside. So which means today should be anticipating maybe some sort of move to the downside before price can reverse to the upside. So lower prices maybe today and tomorrow before we can go long. And let's take a look at Aussie. Aussie again guys, I'm sure most of you have seen this. We've been talking about this. I don't know. Actually, this is my favorite pair. We have the same thing here, just look at euro, sell side of the curve, and now actually trading by the buy side of the curve. And this will be is the second stage of rate distribution, of which is actually the ICT silver bullet. Yeah, the one on the market mega models, we have a silver bullet over there. And of which this was right here was the low risk buy, and this right now what's happening here is actually the silver bullet. What we have here in this case, we have this low here, and this low is taken out with this week over there, and price came back down, tapping into the constant encroachment of this fair value gap here. And then we will move to the upside, closed above this higher market structure shift, and when we had a market structure shift here, price return back into, we have this inversion fair value gap here, and we have this up close candle use a breaker, which means, and also we have this down close candle here, of which happen to be our bullish order block. So type into this, look at this, look at the wicks here. Wicks push below the wicks push below our breaker, our below inversion fair value gap didn't close below it, and actually we took off huge displacement to the upside, and this Friday's high here, and Friday checking out this highs over here, which was considered by side liquidity was taken out over there. So what am I expecting for this week? What I'm looking for, I am still bullish on this week, guys. I'm still bullish. So my next trend is going to be this rectifical highs over here, and also eventually this high. Yes. However, for me to stay above this, I would love to see price closing above. Let me just mark this one here. I would love to see price closing above this fair value gap over. In this case, we type into it, tweaked above it, but it didn't close above it. So which means I'm expecting price to close above it. A close above this one will mean that, okay, we are now actually bullish to our draw only. It's going to be 67.34 and 68.71 over there. So what else do we see here in this case? Which means we also have this daily chart fair value gap over here, which is already, we tap into it already. So I'm expecting price maybe to come, maybe at least a consequence encroachment of this fair value gap over here to tap into the weight before we push to the upside. So which means this week, still expecting maybe some lower price a bit here, but we already, in this case, we already into that fair value gap. So I wouldn't be surprised to see price just goes through with, right? But I would still love to see price coming back down into this consequence encroachment here, then it pushed to the upside. So this is what I'm expecting here on a daily chart, looking at Aussie. On hourly chart, on 60 minutes chart, let's remove this here. So we have a bit of a cleaner chart here, and already price took out some sort of sell-side liquidity, took out these lows. We have reticle lows, they're taken out. This one has been taken out, and it tap into this, which means if I'm still anticipating price to push down to the consequence encroachment of the fair value gap, that will be 65.97, which means that will mean our price will have to check out this low here, of which will be this low is a lot, will be the lot. I'm paying attention to the sell side liquidity over here. Then should be anticipating price to assess liquidity before it reverses to the upside. So this will be the case. That is something that I'm looking for here on Aussie, but it's more clearer what you can do on a daily chart. But here it is something that we also have to pay attention to on this hourly chart. So if we are bearish today, how can you take advantage of this today? Let me just go down to 90 minutes. No, I don't need 90 minutes today. Okay, the 90 minutes chart is still clear today because we have this chart that we have one. In this case, what we have here, we have displacement downside. We also have this small fair value gap over here on the 90 minutes. So we tap into the fair value gap. We can expect price to tap into the fair value gap over there. Then we displace lower to this sell liquid. So if I'm going to be trading today, or especially now London session, this level right here, this low right here will be my draw on liquid. It's going to be about 66.01. Okay, 66 levels over there will be my draw on liquid, which means if price tap into that high, if price can push higher to this over here, then I'm be looking for about, it's a very short range, about 16 pips or so. However, it's still very good because there are so many things that we can do with the 16 pips. I'm sure most of you know that already. We can get a 3R over there. Okay, which means we also have this here, what we see on this daily, I mean on the 15-minute chart, what we see on 15-minute chart, we have this high, which means we have some sort of relative equal highs over here. This will be our buy side liquidity, and we're expecting price to push higher to our buy side liquidity, tap into this fair value gap over here. Let me just mark it up. We expect the price to tap into what have we done with it? To tap into the fair value gap, take buy side liquidity, tap into the fair value gap, then it can push low. And again here we have this up close candles as well, which means it's gonna be buy side, I mean to this CB and order block before we can anticipate maybe some sort of a lower prices for the day. That is going to be my idea on Aussie. Let's go up down to CAD. Beautiful setup on CAD here as well, on CAD as well. I am bearish as well here, and if we can take a look at this case, which means we've been slowly creeping up to the upside, creating a series of high highs and high lows, right? And then finally higher highs and high lows, and finally we got a displacement to the downside with a market structure shift over here, indicating we are now bearish, right? So since we are bearish now, what are we looking for? We took out buy side liquidity. We have 1, 2, that trade transfer and displacement to the downside, and we have a price breaking below this low, say with a market structure shift, in this case displacement, market structure shift over here, leaving behind what we have a fair value gap here, a very nice and clean fair value gap on the chart here. So which means today and tomorrow, maybe I'm expecting price to return back into this fair value gap here, tap to the fair value gap before it can push lower to. We have this lows right here. We have a lot of lows there that we can pay attention to. We have this low and we have this low. So that's why my main objective, we have this low, we also have this low here and this low, of which we have a lot of, maybe I'm gonna call this will be the low resistant liquidity, right? So expecting price to push lower to these levels. And something else that you can see as well here is that we have the buy side of the curve, and now we'll be looking to take trades on the sell side of the curve. So this first trade that is presenting right here on this daily chart, this will be the smart money reversal, the first one. However, personally, I always love that second stage of redistribution. That will be the one that I want to take trades on in this case. So this will be the idea on CAD here. What do we get on our chart? For today, we have nothing. Actually, we do have something on low. Let's go to 90 minutes chart here. One day I'm going to tell you why I have 90 minutes chart. I have 90 minutes over there. But today, let's just stick on doing some analysis over here. Yes, we have the same low, price high, low. And then we have price creeping slowly pushing to the upside. And again, today we are bullish way too. We're looking for price to push higher to this, at least today's low of that fair value gap. Where's that midnight opening price? Or it's over here. So which means we have Asian range over here with this first start of the session accumulation. So which means I'm expecting price, if we are going to be bullish today, price will do what? Should check out these lows right here first before it can push to the upside, just like that for today. Or maybe this will be the setup for today and tomorrow, looking for this specific move to the upside to that fair value gap that we are paying attention to on the daily chart. So this is going to be my idea for this week for guys on USDCAD. Let's go up to Indices Nasdaq. there's something I don't like here, because when looking at Nasdaq, right, I am bearish on a dollar, I'm bearish on dollar. However, indices are also presenting some sort of a bearish setup, and I kind of don't like that, because I'm expecting, if I am bearish on the dollar, I expect maybe, if I'm bearish on the dollar, I expect maybe indices to be bullish. However, this one right here, let's remove all of this. Indices has been bullish for the, maybe can weekly, monthly chart, all of things like that. This has been a very straight move to the upside, right? So, and I actually don't like calling tops. So I don't like calling tops at all. I don't call tops at all. So we've been seeing price creating high highs and high lows, high highs and high lows over there. And then finally this high is taken out over there. Let's go down to, let's take a look at 8-hour chart. Hey, what's happening here? Okay, looking at 8 hours here. We have the, okay, we don't have any something here. Let's go down to our chart. We're up on daily chart. Oh, let's start here, guys. Let's start here. Let's go back to daily chart. Most of you remember, I know exactly how we determine our daily bias, right? This is going to be simple here on a daily bias based on this Friday's candle, right? It pushed above Thursday, checking out this highs over there, but didn't close above it, indicating the next day or the next day, which means we should be expecting what, a bearish day. In this case, the next day, it happened to be today on a Monday, so I'm expecting a bearish day today. So my bias today is simply going to be bearish based on simply this last 3 candles over here. So expecting a bearish day. We can go down to hourly chart here. On our chart, we daily have some sort of a buy-side liquidity, a share buy-side liquidity, of which was taken out by this buy-side liquidity taken out over there, and we have a huge displacement to the downside with what, displacement followed by a market structure shift over here. This is going to be very nice and clean market structure shift. It's going to be, we have a market structure shift here. Let me just write it up. I don't know why I always do this, but I always do write market structure shift. So once we have this, in this case, what I'm expecting, we have this displacement, we have this fair value gap, we have this CB over here, which means we should be paying attention to this, which means our we are bearish for the day, or maybe for the day, maybe for just for the week actually as well. This will be a CB here, sell-side imbalance, buy-side efficiency. We have the consequence encroachment here. We also have this, right? We have a breaker within the CB. So we can anticipate price maybe to return back up into the CB breaker, and as well we can also use this, include maybe our dealing range here, looking at the range, because we want to get what, we want to go short at premium price. In this case, our PDR is actually at what, at premium. We also have this order block here, which means I'm gonna can mark this as a bearish order block. So we have 3 PDRs over there. I would love to see price returning back to this area. This will be our point of interest. So it's looking for price to return back in these levels before it can push lower. So if we're going lower too, we have this low here, relative lows, we have this low here, which means this one is the most obvious one that you can pay attention to. We have this relative lows here. This will be our sell side liquidity. It's going to be 17,790. And again, guys, I'm on Nasdaq here, and I'm using 8-cap server. So prices may be different based on the server that you use or broker that you use. So just something to note there. Let's take a look at S&P 500. S&P 500 is exactly the same as Nasdaq daily chart. Let's start with daily chart here. Based on how we determine our daily bias, we look at Friday here. Friday to push above, there's this high, but didn't close above, actually closed lower, indicating that today we should be looking for lower prices today. Lower price rate, we have this low, we have this low. In this case, we also looking at this lows here, this one, which means this will be my main draw on liquidity over here. Oh, there's a line already there. So we can go down to hourly chart here. Looking at this thing on the hourly chart, it's exactly the same thing as Nasdaq. We have this high, this high taken out here. But this time, then we have a displacement lower with the market structure shift over here, and then we left behind what, a sell side imbalance by efficiency here. We have a breakup block over here, and we also a break below this low happened to be what, it happened to be our bearish order block, right? So which means we're expecting price maybe to push to these levels, and then we're gonna push to the downside over there. This is simply the move that I'm anticipating, or we're looking at the S&P 500, guys. So these are just simply the markets that I want to share with you guys for this week. So if you have any question, you can ask now. Any question? The chat box is open if you have a question. Let's take a look at DAX, or the German DAX. German DAX already the same thing based on what we just talked about. We look at Friday here, push above Thursday's high, but actually close below it, indicating we should be looking for lower prices today. If we're looking for lower prices, we have this lows over here. That will be our draw on liquidity for this week. This will be going to be 17,620. This will be my draw on liquidity for this week. I'm looking at a DAX here, German DAX. And I don't like the price. We also, the market search, this is perfect right here. Looking at this picture over here, guys, is perfect. Right, let me show you what I see here. Obviously, we have buy side liquidity taken out over here. And however, what I want you to pay attention to is going to be this high over here, which means first thing that we have in this case, we have this high taken out, price push high, and we have this move to downside displacement with market structure shift. Price broke below this low here, which means this was an hourly chart again, market structure shift over there. Market structure shift displacement, price return back into this case, price return back up to this CB. Selling balance by selling efficiency over here, tap into it, and then displacement to downside again back to CB. Volume imbalance over here, then created volume imbalance here, right? Then price return back to the volume balance, but in close of it, which means can expect price to return back into this before it can push lower. In this case, this was a smart money reversal, average distribution, and this will be the silver bullet over here. We're looking for lower price. What price went to this 17,620. This is my idea, guys, on on German DAX. So these are the markets that I trade, guys. I only trade these pairs and these pairs only. So if you have any question, you can ask. Questions? And okay, if there's a question, guys, then that will be all from me for today, guys. See you on the next one in private group. Don't forget, we are live again today at 8:30 New York local time. See you. 8:30 today will be, don't forget, we are now actual time zone. It's actually UTC-4, which means my 8:30 will be 14:30. So guys, see you on the next one. Cheers. I'm out for now.